This is the Tales of Mercia, the Fallen Kingdom.
We did it. I didn't mess the transition up for like the 5th time ever. Hi.
Boobies?
Hello.
Boobies indeed. Boobies indeed. Boobies indeed.
Blue-footed boobies.
So we're back. We're back with a little bit more of the Tales of America. I mean, wait, what? No, that's what Kath's meant to say.
America.
Oh, if I say it before him, does that take away his power? No, it doesn't take away the power. It still pisses me off. Okay.
I even look like one.
You do. Like, you've gone full aviator helicopter fighter pilot today. How is everyone? What?
Junk.
How have you guys been? Because we didn't really have much of an intro. Before setting up. Usually we like chit chat for a little bit. And we didn't really get too much of a chance today because I was very busy eating. How are you guys? What have you guys been up to?
Rules out for someone.
Are you? When are you going away, Kath?
So second week of July, I'm going to BC, and then the third last week, so the second week of August, I'm going to Vegas.
Nice. Good. Very good. I don't know when. Second week of July, you said, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then you're traveling on the Saturday, so potentially next week you're not available.
No, I don't travel on weekends. That's fucking insane.
Yeah. Good. Anyway, not next week, but the week after, rather. So, what about everyone else? What has everyone else been doing? Enjoying the sun, Animal, and Discount?
No. It's sadly later.
Too hot.
No, it is too hot. I agree. It is very hot, and I am in this, and I'm quite perplexed right now because it is hot. But anyway, let's get into the Tales of Mercia. We're going to do this quite quick, I think, today. Probably only going to be a quick session again, just because we don't have a Janus. It will become apparent that, oh my goodness, why the squares? Stop that. Stop it. For goodness sakes.
Tell you who's doing it.
I know who's doing it, because it's his colour, and he's chuckling like a little child. The fact that I have to freaking go onto that page to rein him in. Do you know what does annoy me a little bit, actually, is the fact that I can't have I don't have a control to, like, stop you from messing around like that. So it's all out of, like, trusting that when
You just informed us of this.
Yeah, well, there's no way for me to stop you from drawing on that page. I just can't do it. Like, there's actually no way. There's no restriction, so yeah, now we're going to get all sorts. Okay, anyway, what we will say, whilst we're waiting... actually, let's get straight into it. So get rid of all the crap from the screen so I can do the actual intro. So let's get rid of it all. Gone. And the smiley face. There we go, it's gone. Okay, so recap. In the last session, the party found themselves quite literally surrounded by an army of orcs, goblins, gnolls, all sorts that were pretty much coming to kill them. Princess B told the party members pretty much each of them a truth. To Plum, she said that you need to find the elves in the north and keep Flint with you. To Drake, she said, stay with each other, otherwise the world will fall. And to Cliff, she said, I knew your mother. Find her in Shabby. She will get you past the mountains. So quite interesting, because until now we don't really have known that much about Cliff. So we got a little bit of a peek into Cliff's character last week. Asbro then came down from the mountaintop, and the party pretty much surrendered. Asbro wasn't really bothered by the party, so he let them flee into a portal that was being powered by B. Just as they began to dematerialize in this portal, they saw the sight of Princess B being stabbed to death by Asbro, and they saw her collapse into a clump on the floor, and then everything went black. In the darkness, a voice of Zanmir came through. He said he had healed Flint, causing Flint to remember everything that his alter ego had done in the past. And that was where we ended the story. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to transfer the players over to the scene, and I'll kind of explain what you see after I've transferred you over. So, now the party is separated. When you all wake up, there's a few things that you will notice before we kind of get into who's who. So, on your hands, on the arms, your band that Zamir gave you has gone. On the wrists, on the insides of both of your wrists, is a number. I'll tell you what the number is when we come to your character. You now have dog collars that are very tight around your neck. And
Oh, fun.
you have lost all of your equipment. You have nothing, no gear. You are all dressed in grey rags, with the exception of Flint, which I will explain when we come to Flint. And yeah, so we're going to start with Drake. So Drake, you open your eyes and you are literally in the motion of handing over a spoon full of gruel, and the gruel falls from the spoon into a bowl that is being held by a very small, weak halfling. And
Okay.
she's got the ragged clothes as well. You are over a counter, and you're handing this spoon through some bars. She then takes the bowl and walks off to go and eat it. Someone else comes up to you.
I'll mimic the. Oh, great! Get some more gruel.
She
Spoon it
takes
out.
the bowl and walks off. Another person comes up to you and holds out the bowl.
I'll just take a second just
This
to have a
one's-
look around. Try and work out what's going on.
So what you can see around you, you've got a half elf over here. He is also doing the same sort of action. So people are coming up to his window and walking out with the gruel, and they're going off into an area that you can't quite see over here. These people that are kind of like lining up around you, these around the ones that you can see. So these,
Yeah.
this line there. They have empty bowls and they're coming up to you. Behind
Okay.
you, you hear someone move.
Towards me or just moving?
He's just moving.
Just making noise. Moving.
He's making a noise.
All right. I'll sort of lean in as I'm about to tip the gruel in the bowl and go, Psst, hey, where is this? Where am I? To the person
Don't
I'm serving.
talk. And he takes the bowl and goes away. The next one comes up.
I'll give him a wink. as I'm getting the ball. Same question. Where is this? Quietly.
He looks at you really bemused. Roll me a charisma check.
Okay.
Like persuasion, I guess.
Persuasion. Okay. Perception, performance, persuasion.
I'll take the 2. He just looks at you and kind of just walks off, shakes his head, and sits down at a table. The next one comes up.
You're not a very talkative bunch, are you? What is this place?
Hey, you. 482. Quiet.
I look round.
That's so. As you look round, there is a guard standing there. He's got a club in hand. He is dressed in a leather tunic. It's kind of like a leather trench coat, actually. It goes all the way down. It's almost studded. It's definitely some form of armor, but underneath that coat, he has the same rags that you have. And he also has a band around his neck. All of these people, they all have bands around their necks.
Okay.
What are you looking at? Get back to work, 482.
I'll give him a salute and stick another bit of gruel in.
The person next to you kind of looks at you, and like kind of has like a quizzing look about himself.
Okay.
And he's looking at you as if to say, "What are you doing?"
Serving gruel. I give him a shrug. Quietly.
And then he nods at you and then turns back to what he's doing. So I presume you serve the gruel to this guy?
Yep.
Cool. He moves off. And now, so as you progress through this, you've been doing this for a while, about half an hour. You're just handing out this gruel. It's like a never-endless stream of people coming up to you, and finally you're getting to the end of the queue. And the last woman, there's not enough left for this bowl. So she's got an empty bowl, and you've not got any gruel left.
I'll okay. Wander over to my mate the other side. Got any gruel left? We're out this side.
Sure, move to where you're going to. So what you've got here, you've kind of got like a cabinet in that area with like a torch on the top. You can get round. This here is like a barrel probably, and then there's some more like kind of kitchen utensil stuff. Behind the guard there is a little crate.
Okay. I'll sort of squeeze through the barrel. Okay. Get
482, where are you going?
I'm out. It's empty.
Tough.
Well, can scrape a bit, surely.
The half-elf looks at you as though you are like breaking all sorts of things. He's shocked. He's like looking at you, scared. He's like, and he mouths, "What are you doing?"
Getting gruel.
482, back to your station.
All right, I'll dip in like half a ladle, because I took my ladle with me, and wander back and give the poor lass a bit of gruel.
Cool. So you give that to her. I'm gonna roll, because after you've done that, you feel a... what's your AC now? Because I've taken away your armor.
Oh, it was 12. Have you actually stripped the armor off?
It should have, because I deleted it. So it should have automatically.
In which case it's 12.
12 then. Okay. What's your constitution then? Is it +2?
My constitution, strength's 2 and constitution's 2. So
so it's 12 then. Okay. Yeah, so he whacks you with a club, but you're able to like brush it off. You you're quite savvy. You're able to. It hits you, but it doesn't cause any pain. Back to work.
Oi. I am working. I'm serving gruel.
Right, 482 over there, and he's pointing to this door.
What's over there?
You go now.
All right, I'll take a very slow walk over there, making sure to have a look around, seeing if there's anything else. So you said there was a door the other side. Locked door. Okay.
It is a locked door, yeah. So as you try and open the door, it's completely locked, and the guard is now walking over to you, and he's raising his club again, and he's gonna strike with the 14, and does 2 bludgeoning damage.
All right. Ow!
Quit that.
What was that for? I
Just
moved.
stand there.
I'm at the door.
341. Have you finished? And the other guy that's there, he says, "Yes, 5-2. I have finished." And he walks to the door. So the guard comes past. He unlocks the door, and the guy that was also serving, he has a bowl that is filled. And he escorts you through to the next door. So let me open that. In, and he points to the next door there, and you should be able to open that.
Okay.
And then he comes through and he locks the doors behind him. Eat. The guy that you were with sits down over here. Actually, he goes and sits down over here. And he's like eyeing you to follow him, basically.
Alright. Okay, sit opposite then.
What was all that about?
Where are we?
What do you mean, where
I don't
are
remember
we?
coming here. How long have I been here?
What? You know exactly where you are. What game are you playing? 482?
I don't know. I've lost my memory. I wasn't here before.
What do you mean you've lost your memory?
Well, I was. Yeah, the first thing I knew, I stood there serving gruel. What is this place?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Ah.
This is one of the many strip mining prisons. You know that. Look, the way you're going on, you'll have work in the mines and not in the kitchens. Kitchens are a lot easier. You just gotta watch
What
what you're
mining?
doing.
Where is this?
I don't know what they're mining. They're mining something. I don't know. Wait, I don't know where we are. I got here the same way that you did.
What, you just randomly arrived?
No.
You don't know where you came
Dropped
from?
off by one of the. We're not allowed to say.
Well, is there a way out? Has anybody escaped?
Are you actually joking? 482. Do you really not remember?
I have no memory of this place, no.
Oh shit. Really?
Yeah, really?
He looks down and he starts eating as he's kind of like thinking about what he's going to say. And you kind of sit in silence for a little bit.
Well, how long have I been here in the kitchen with you?
10 years.
10? No, I've not been here 10 years.
You really don't remember?
I do a look. I look at my hands. Do my hands look 10 years older?
Yeah. They're wrinkled.
Oh, okay. Right, okay.
That you've got wrinkled hands. You've got a lot more creases, wrinkles.
I'll give the ladle a lick, and then I'll see if I can see my reflection in it.
It's a wooden ladle, so I don't think there's really it's not a reflective surface.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh wow, it looks significantly better today.
Extra woody.
It wouldn't, yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'll have a look around. So what sort of people are actually in this place then? I'll give a...
Everyone here is a variety of different races. They're all wearing the same rags. They've all got the same collars on. Now, all of these people you didn't really see, so you've not really spoken to. One of them, so you're actually over on this side, sorry, on this table, so you're on the far corner.
Okay.
There is a dwarf over here that suddenly, collapses into his gruel, and it just goes everywhere. Then all of a sudden, one of the prison guards grabs him by the ruff of his neck and drags him out. And they...
Okay.
Ooh, I can't... That's too many. Too many things to do. And basically, he gets dragged out. Everyone kind of stops for a second, looks around, it's complete silence, and then everyone else goes back to eating their gruel. Everyone looks very, very, very tired.
Is his bowl still on the table?
Probably, yeah.
I'll reach over, grab it, and just to get in front of me.
Sure.
If he's done with it.
So you grab that little bit, and do you want to have a taste?
Well, I've been licking the ladle, so yeah, I guess I'd better.
So
everybody else is eating it.
It is disgusting. It is like a mix of oats and maybe milk, but it's obviously the milk that they've been using has turned. It's very sour, and it doesn't smell too good, but it's nutrition.
I've had worse. I'll scoff it down.
Sure. So, I'm gonna have to explain everything, aren't I? How do you not remember?
I don't know. Last thing I knew, I was in a fight in a forest, and then I'm here serving gruel.
I haven't
today
been in a forest for a very long time.
Who are you?
341.
Have you got a name, 341?
Are you joking? That is our name. Everything about our past has been... We're not allowed to talk about it. Believe me, you don't want to start saying your name if you remember your name. Don't do that.
Okay.
482. Look, it's on your wrist.
Take a look at my wrist.
It says 482 on there. It's on both wrists. You probably would have spotted that, actually, when you were spooning out the ladles, because, you were focused on that straight away, so you would have spotted that, but now you kind of,
Listen.
So what do they have us do next?
When we've finished, we will go outside into the courtyard and we'll be able to talk a little bit more. Just have to be patient. I will tell you as much as I can. God, how am I going to tell you all of it?
And he kind of goes back to his gruel and keeps eating.
Okay.
Okay,
so I'll do the same.
We are going to swap over to Flint. Let me...
Oi, swap.
So, when you wake up, you are actually... you're somewhere completely different. I presume you've found where you are on the map.
Oi.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Looks like I'm in a bedroom.
It's a circular room. So, in the circular room, there is a person standing opposite. She is dressed like you. So you are dressed slightly different to what Drake is dressed like. You have a leather tunic on and dirty rags underneath. You have in your possession a club and a set of keys. They're on your belt. And the moment you open your eyes, by the way, you're the bard, just so you're aware. The moment you open your eyes, she's looking at you and says, "Well, what do you think?"
The fuck have I done?
What have you done? What do you mean, what have you done? What do you think about,
All of those people I've killed.
Yes. And I've killed loads of people too.
I tried to kill my friends. Start to bawl a little bit.
What has got into you, 147? Pull yourself together. What if the prisoners see you?
So that's probably when you notice that the band has gone from your wrist. You've got something around your neck. It is studded, and you will notice the number. 147. Are you going to do what I ask you?
What are you talking about, woman?
We've only got about 10 minutes before they arrive. When they arrive, we need to process. Are you going to do that? Are you up for it?
Process what? What the hell are you talking about?
Goodness. Fine, just sit down and don't say a word. I'll deal with the rest.
And she motions to a chair over there.
I go and have a seat. As I try to process what the fuck's going on.
So she kind of like sits down behind this desk here, and she gets like out a bunch of keys, and she's got lots of different keys. She's got a big chain. You've only got 2 sets of keys on your keychain itself. So she's obviously got all the keys. And then she looks up at you again, and she kind of notices the tear streaks that she hadn't, those initial tear streaks that you had where you realized that you've been killing people. And she looks at you, and actually she stands up.
What is wrong with you? Pull yourself together. Do you want to be in rags like the rest of them?
Like the rest of who?
Oh,
The fuck?
Useless little halfling.
So you're trying to cast. When you try and cast your charm person, you can feel where do you channel your magical energy from?
My heart.
Okay, yeah. So that magical energy, it kind of like starts coming from your chest. It's going through, and it goes through the normal motions, and then the collar tightens. It pulls in, and you cannot get the magic out.
What? Did you just try and charm me? Come on, you know better than that. We can't use magic in here. Fool.
I look dumbfounded and oh so confused. What the fuck? And I try to rack my brain on what happened, and sitting and I'm thinking, I'm pondering, and I'm okay. I remember being knocked out, but I wasn't myself when I was knocked out. And then being thrown into, and then everything was black. How long was I fucking knocked out for?
Did you say that out loud?
Yes.
What do you mean knocked out? Have you been hit on the head? Has one of those
Yes.
snivelling little twerps been trying to get your keys again? Just knock them out. You've got the weapons, they don't. Shh, did you hear that?
You can
Yeah,
hear a noise outside. Oh shit, they're here. Get yourself together. Come on, follow me. And she goes to the door and she opens it and steps through. So, what greets you outside of a shimmering light, a boundary that you can't get through, is 3 scaly beings holding a gnome. The gnome is battered and bruised and broken, and the light falls. The 3 beings throw the gnome down onto her feet. She falls to her knees and she crumbles in tears. The light beam comes back up and they disappear. Process her then. The woman is looking at you. Process her then.
Process. How do I do that?
Grab her, take her, and into the chambers. Brand her. God, do I have to spell this out? And she pulls the gnome by the hair and drags her along this corridor here. Unlocks a door here, goes through and pulls her in. I'm moving the door. Whoops. And throws her down. She lands in some dried up blood that has been there. Get the brand, put it in the coals, and brand her.
I look around.
There is various tools down here. One of them looks like a branding iron. There is a hot coal fire here. And then there's also various different beds with very sharp objects on it. Looks a little bit like a torture chamber.
I grab the branding iron.
Yep.
I take it and put it in the coals.
Mm-hmm.
And I wait for it to. And I look at the gnome. Did she look familiar at all? Have I seen her before?
No, you've never met her before. She's just a gnome.
Is she crying?
She is crying. She is crumpled on the floor. She's going, "Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me."
What's the other girl, the other guard doing right now?
She's watching. She's standing by the door and just watching.
Watching me or watching the door?
Watching both. Well, not. She's not watching the door. She's watching you.
Okay. So, I wait until the iron gets nice and hot, like white or red hot. And then I walk up to the girl and I go, like this one here, this brand here.
Yes, on the chest. Go on, we've all had it done. It's part of... Everyone has to do it, otherwise she will die. Come on.
I jam it into her face.
She roll me a strength saving throw, please. You've branded her.
I branded her in the face, so
yeah.
This is not going to go well. How do I read this?
Strength saving throw, please.
Oh, saving throw. Hold on.
Yeah.
Ah, it's going to be the same. It's a 12.
So she rolls a 13. So as you hit her on the cheek, you can see it smolder, burning. She grabs it from you, pulls it out of your grip, and whacks it around your head. And she's going to roll... I guess it'll be a d20 plus 0. Four. So she misses. So, roll initiative. Bear with me. Where is it? Where's the initiative roller? Oh, Princess B's in there. How do I
Wow, I
remove?
can't believe I beat your initiative.
I know. I'm not rolling well today. How do I remove just one? Fine, whatever. We'll just... Oh, there it is. Got it. I got it. Okay, what do you want to do?
While she's distracted, I'm going to try to knock her out with my club.
Sure. Roll me
That
damage.
probably doesn't hit. Oh, does it?
Wait, no, that doesn't hit. So she pulls out a club herself, and she attacks you twice. 14 and 14.
Both hit.
2 bludgeoning plus... Wait, is that the 2 plus the 1? Yeah, so the 2 is... So it's 2 plus 5?
So
7 damage.
So 23. Whoops. Okay. Strike again.
Mm-hmm.
Unless she's got more.
Nope. She has multi-attack, but she's not doing anything else.
Level 17.
Yep, that's a hit.
3.
That's 3. Okay, she attacks with her club. 2 attacks, so just the 19 that hits.
Yeah.
And that
4.
hits for 4.
4. Let's strike again. 22.
Yep, that's a hit.
4.
4. What health are you on at the moment?
19 now.
19? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Very good. 17 and 17, that's plus, so that's 2 hits. 3 and 5.
Okay. I'm going to hit her again. 14.
That's a hit, yep.
5.
That's done. For some reason you're oh, I know why your token isn't updating, because the tokens are from your other character sheet. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that's fine. Where's the club? Plus 2. Whoops. So actually on the first thing, she just completely misses and hits the wall, but then the second turn she hits for the 21. So that's the crit. So that is a 5 damage.
Okay.
What are you doing? Stop it! 147, kneel!
Your turn?
I'm feeling fairly weak and don't want to die quite yet, so I'm actually going to kneel.
You...
She kicks you in the face. And... you take 1 damage. Now... she looks pretty worse for wear as well. It looks like you've kind of managed to go toe-to-toe. You know, she's just about as well off as you are. Kind of thing. Like, she's looking as beat.
What was that for, 147? Why would you do that, you snivelling little...
I can't hear you.
Yes.
She takes the brand from the ground, puts it in the coal, and brands the gnome. The gnome in the whole time was just kind of like cowering. And the gnome like shrieks out. And that's where we're gonna leave you, Flint.
Okay.
Cliff,
Yes.
you might notice you are in
A room.
a very small room. So let me show you what you see. So it's completely pitch black. Your night vision has activated. So being a dwarf, you can see in like a completely pitch black room, right? So in one corner, you've got a bucket of excrement that has overflowed the bucket. In the other corner of the room, there's like a couple of rags on the floor where you're presuming potentially someone's been sleeping, and it stinks to high heaven in this room. It is horrible. There's all sorts of like stains and everything around you, and there's a couple of bowls near the door. The door itself is a cast iron door. There is like, it looks like there's some form of a slit, kind of like a window slit that is closed, so it's not letting any light in, but it does look like there's some sort of paneling on the door itself. So what do you want to do?
I look around. I'm like, what? Where am I? And I check my pocket. And like, hammer. And I start wondering where my hammer is, basically. And I start walking to the door and bang on it like, hey, what is this? Where's my hammer? Ah!
Roll me a perception, please.
Okay. This one? Ooh.
You think you hear someone.
Okay. Hey! You! Where's my hammer? Ah! What are you saying? I can't hear ya! Speak up, will ya? Nothing. So I kneel down and I kind of cry. I'm like, my hammer. I want my hammer.
So, after
Mom,
you've kind of
where's me
calmed down a little bit, you realize
Yeah.
you're very hungry. Very hungry. It's almost as though you haven't ate for 5 days. You've never noticed this level of hunger. When you feel down to what you would normally feel is quite a very muscular, strong body, it's weak, it's frail. You've never been this this vulnerable in your entire life. The beard on your hair has lines of grey, and you've gone bald on your head.
Ooh. I basically sit down and in a corner and weep.
Which corner?
I mean, one near the door, I guess.
Okay, so where you're sitting, it's kind of where this collection of bowls are. They don't have anything in them, apart from maybe a remnant of like a little bit of crusted what looks like gruel of some form. It's kind of like solidified on the edge rim of the bowl.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there, just looking at that, being like, I don't, but I want to, but I don't. And I still refrain from eating it, still.
Okay, I'm gonna leave you there.
Okay.
So, going back over to Draic. So at this point, now, Drek, your whole, the whole hall has finishing up. People are starting to stand, and they are lining up at the doorway here. The doorway is actually open, but they are not going through it. The guard that had took that dwarf away has returned in the meantime, but he didn't return with the dwarf. The person you're opposite, the person that calls himself 341, lines up at the back of the queue.
I'll go line. I'll just tuck the ladle into my rags, and I go line up at the back of the queue.
Roll me a sleight of hand check, please.
Sure.
It drops out on the floor as you stand up. Hey, put that back.
Oh. I pick it up and stick it on the closest table and just sort of, oops.
Right. Outside. And everyone starts filing through the door into an outside courtyard area where people just kind of like hover around. They're not really doing much. What is this? Who's drawing on the map? Stop that.
Not me.
I think it was you, Cliff. I think you've been drawing some form of line somewhere. Anyway, like everyone kind of like filters through the door. As they go through the door, they close the door that they've got behind them. There's a panel gap there. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. There we go. They close the door behind you, but they don't lock it. People then start kind of moving around this courtyard area, and I'll kind of explain a little bit more about the courtyard. So the courtyard itself, it is rocky to the surface. There is a chain fence that kind of goes round the perimeter. It's about a 35 foot by 35 foot, maybe, well, thereabouts, 35 by 30 by 45 foot kind of courtyard. It's more or less a perfect square. And all of this here, this is all chainmail, so you can see through onto the other side. Onto the other side, here is a big brick building, and it goes up tall. The building you've just came out of behind you is also a very tall building. It's got very small windows, and they all have bars over the top. There is a tree over here, and a tree down here outside of the actual fencing. And over in this direction, down to the south, is a mountain. A huge, huge mountain, and it towers over the building. There is rubble outside, and it looks like there's like a chainmail door here, doorway, that leads to another doorway that kind of goes into the mountain. But you can't see into the mountain, obviously, itself. Looks like it goes down into a mine shaft. On the other side of the fence, there is another courtyard that you can see through into. And again, it's pretty much very much a similar mirrored thing. There are benches, there are beams, and there is like some target blocks that are kind of there. So it's just kind of like all sorts of stuff. Everyone kind of like filters through. Some of them sit down, some of them go over to one of the target blocks themselves and start throwing like little pieces of rocks at the target blocks. And the person you were with that was called 341, he gestures you over to like the furthest corner over here, and he slumps down.
Alright, I'll go join him.
Right. 482. Listen,
I'm listening.
How much do you remember?
I was with some colleagues. Yeah, are my colleagues here?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
There was
I
was a pair of
arrived
halflings?
with a pair of halflings. There's loads of halflings around the whole camp. We don't get to see everything. We're stuck in our block. That's our block over there. And he kind of like gestures towards the doorway and the big building that you just came from. That's our cell block. We are in the kitchen. You really don't remember any of this?
I remember nothing.
Okay.
One would have been a drunkard halfling. He would have stood out like a sore thumb. Complete drunkard.
We don't have alcohol here.
Man, he's not gonna have fared well.
I don't.
Big dwarf as well. Big, not too bright, but we had a dwarf. Big dwarf. We're strong.
I can't help you. I don't know. We've been living in that cell block for 10 years. Me and you, we live in the cell next to each other. There was someone else, a gnome, who had a plan. They were digging, they worked in the mines, and they smuggled a chisel out, and they were digging a way out of the cell block, trying to escape. But
They were. What happened to him?
they got killed. One
What?
day, never came
While
back.
working?
Must be dead. Dunno.
While working or while escaping?
I don't know. Just never.
You haven't checked their tunnel.
It was in their cell,
Is their tunnel
but
still there?
we were due to escape with them. Like, it was all part of a bigger plan. It's a multi-person job. You really don't remember. You're going to be useless. Look, just don't say anything to the guards, okay? They're
Well, obviously
prisoners like us, but they've got the power of the prison.
Well, if they're prisoners like us, why didn't they revolt? And then surely there's
There's
enough
no-
of us. What keeps the guards here?
okay, it's hard to remember. When I arrived, the dragons, they dropped us off.
Dragons?
Yeah,
How many dragons? What type of dragons?
loads. Yep.
I take it this is going to be quite a thing to Drake because, like,
Yeah,
dragons are.
yeah.
Gone,
Dragons,
like-
dragons have gone. They went a long time ago. You would know that. Absolutely, Drake would know that. Yeah.
What? Where are we in the world? This is Collyhead, right?
Colico head, yes.
There ain't been no dragons here. Centuries.
Thelmshred, he rose. He was slaughtered and then he came back to power and rose and conquered the world. You don't even remember that?
No.
I don't even know where to start. Listen, there's a lot of things that I don't know about what happened, but at some point, the dragons took control again.
The dragons came back.
Yeah. I don't even think they were even gone. They were in hiding. I don't know. But anyway, Thelmshred, he came and he destroyed, whatever, and they now have full control. Whatever is left of beings like us, whether it be human like you, or elf like me, or dwarf, or gnome, or anything, like, we're all in little camps like this. Members of what it looks like were former military. They're the ones that are running these prisons, but they're as much prisoners as we are. Okay? It's about all. That's all I can tell you, really. I mean,
Where was this gnome going to escape to then?
just out. Freedom. There's not really anywhere to escape to, really. Everything's gone. But something's got to be better than this, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, the wild is going to be better than this, but... Drake just takes a minute, because it's just like... He's struggling to, like, understand if this is... If he's having an episode in his head, or if this is actually reality, sort of thing. It's all very strange for him. It's all kind of like, what's going on, sort of thing. But he's just calm on the outside, complete chaos inside. Okay. So I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to need a minute to get. So how many dragons? How many dragons are we talking about?
Hundreds.
Hundreds.
Yeah, they've been breeding.
Hundreds originally?
I don't know. I don't know. So they got me. They got me from Keora. That's where I lived, and we kind of knew that something was happening. I think. I don't know. I was never really big on the human world where you came from, but the south part of Collycohead, something happened there. I think we knew something was going on politically. Things were changing, and yeah, the dragons just arrived and destroyed Keora. I got taken, and I was brought here. When you arrive, you get branded. And he opens up his chest, and like you can see a brand of an eyeball with a bone. It's very faded now, it's scarred over, but it's still there. When you arrive, you get branded. Look, you've got one, and he opens up your chest, and you've got a brand right there.
What's my brand?
It's the same.
Same. Okay.
It's an eyeball with a bone kind of like sticking out, 3 bones sticking out of the eye. You will have seen it before. Flint has a tattoo of it on his chest.
Oh, okay.
I will. Here, I'm going to show this to everyone. It's kind of like that. It's that sort of.
Yeah, it's in the handouts.
Yeah. It's that symbol. It's the triangle eye bone symbol.
Okay. So I recognise that. The halfling the drunkard that I was telling you about, he had that on his chest. That would have been 10 years ago.
10 years? What? Well, that's Thelmfred's symbol. Because we now belong to him. He brands anyone that belongs to him.
I've got to find the others. That was the last thing she said to me as well before this happened. I've got to find the others. Can we?
We're stuck in our cell block. I don't know if there's any way to get out and find your friends.
The cell next to us, the pen, the exercise yard next to us.
Yeah.
Are they ever there when we're here?
No. They're never out when we're there. We eat at the same time. We eat at the same time because we serve up the food. But when we finish, we come out here. They never come out. I don't know what they do.
I'll have a look around on the floor, see if we got like any stones that like a coal or anything to make a mark. Basically.
Yeah, roll me a perception check. Or investigate. No, perception. Is it perception or investigation? Whichever you want. Whichever you think is appropriate.
I'll do perception.
Sure. So you can you find like a couple of stones. They're very blunt, little pebbles, little rocks. But if you rub them against the flooring, it does make a little bit of like a mark, you know, like a stone on stone mark. So you can do that. What are you doing?
Well, if we can leave them a message, maybe they'll find it, and maybe we can start working together.
Are you crazy? The guards will beat you into a pulp and put you into solitary. Believe me, you don't want to go to solitary.
Well, they're not going to know who wrote the message, are they? Even if they find it.
Well, I mean, if you want to risk it.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take a bit of cloth off. I don't know. Well, what we got to hand?
So you're the only thing that you've kind of got is just rags that are covering you. That's it.
Yeah.
By the way, the climate when you were outside, it's quite cold. It's quite cold out, but it's not snowy. It's kind of like 7 degrees centigrade kind of thing.
Oh,
you can hear a wind somewhere, but you can't feel it.
You said there's some trees, so is there like some branches and stuff? That come in?
There's a tree over here, and actually very close to you, but there's not really. There might be. Yeah, there's no leaves on the tree. There's no leaves on the trees, and there's no like kind of leaves on the floor surrounding the tree. No twigs or anything like that. Not in your area, but there is outside of the chainmail fence.
Within reaching distance?
You probably wouldn't be able to get your hand through the chainmail fence. It's like crisscrossy chainmail, like the whole way through. You can see through it, but you can't put your hand through.
Okay. What about the target blocks? What are they kind of?
So they're made out of like a straw/wooden kind of thing. They look very abused. They've been there for a long time. There was probably at some point some paint on them, but the paint has kind of like faded in the sun as it's been outside.
I'll discreetly sort of walk up to it, and with my rock that I've kind of like found, I'll see if I can peel a layer of like wood off of it, kind of like, you know, obviously checking that the guards aren't looking this way and doing it discreetly.
Sure. Roll me a sleight of hand check and then a nature check.
Sure.
Oi, you! What are you doing? Who are you? 482! You again?
Hello.
You'll find yourself in solitary, mate, if you don't stop.
You're scraping
Well,
away
sure.
the wood, but he's seen you. So you've got like a strip of wood now.
You'll find yourself in solitary.
Well, I ain't doing nothing.
Put it down.
And he's raising his club up at you.
All right, I dropped the stuff. Yeah, all right. No, chill.
Tell me to chill. You're asking for a beating. I don't like your attitude, 482. I never have. You'll be on mining detail.
He raises his club and he strikes you.
Okay.
Let me get his character sheet.
Is this the same guard from the kitchen?
It's the same guard from the kitchen, yeah. He hits, and you take 4 bludgeoning damage. It hurts. Comes right across your cheek.
Do you want to work in the mines, 482?
I just say nothing and just kind of like bow my head and just back up a little bit.
Yeah, I thought so. Know your place.
And he walks off. Turns around and walks off.
What was that? What were you doing? I told you it was too risky.
Gotta try something. I swear, if he hits me one more time, he's gonna have it.
You'll what? Throw your spoon at him?
If that's what it takes.
And we're going to flip over to Flint. So, Flint, you're kind of... where did we leave you last? I can't remember.
She was currently branding the gnome.
Branding the gnome. So she pulls the brand off, holds it right in front of your nose. Do you smell that? That is the smell of burnt flesh. Do you want some?
Well, I want some burnt flesh. Are you fucking crazy?
You want some, do you? And then shoves it in your face, just same way that you did it in hers. 147, know your place. And then drops the brand to the floor. Walks over to the door. Take her to her cell.
Which cell is that?
Cell block B.
Aye, where's that?
Get out of my sight! Or do you want to be one of them?
I pick her up and I whisper in her ear, "It's gonna be alright, we'll find you a way out." And I start...
She,
Right.
cringes at you, but she will begrudgingly... She's quite light. She's been starved.
I'm a halfling.
Yeah. She's a gnome.
I'm smaller than a gnome.
Are you? Are halflings smaller than gnomes? I thought gnomes were
Halflings are hobbit
smaller.
size, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
I thought halflings were like 3 or 4 feet.
Yeah, I think gnomes are the smallest.
But I pick her up.
But anyway, even so, she's like small for a gnome, and she's very skinny. She's been starved, so you're reasonably well fed at the moment.
I guess it depends whether they wear a hat, because that doubles their height.
So I'm guessing this is the cell block B over here.
Yeah, it is locked.
I pull out my key and unlock. I pull out my keys and I start trying the keys to unlock it.
Yep, it opens. So, Drake, you see in the courtyard opposite someone emerge from a door holding a gnome.
That's him. That's the drunk halfling.
Flint, can you roll me a perception check? And I'll kind of explain what you see.
Perception.
Yeah, so Flint, you can kind of see like this big courtyard. It's similar in what it's similar in description to what I've given to Discount, so I won't kind of go through it again, but there's a lot of different activities all over everywhere. But your side is completely empty. In front of you, you've got a door over here and another door here. So it's chain links all the way around your kind of area. It's about 35 foot in length and 45 feet in width. This over here is a chain door that leads down to a mountain range. You can see all the mountain and everything in this direction down to the north. The building that you just came out from has a big archway. You hear from behind you, "Close the door then."
I go back and I close the door.
Cool. And it actually automatically locks behind you as you close it. So even though you tried to, like, you didn't lock it yourself, it's locked itself, if that makes sense. You can see in the opposite courtyard a bunch of people, and in the distance you can see Drake.
Is there another guard looking at Drake right now, still talking to him?
No. So these guards are wearing the same things that you're wearing, the same outfit, and the same similar outfit to what the woman was wearing, but the woman has a little bit more on as like a rank thing.
I put the gnome down and I walk up to the fence and I start yelling, "Oi, you!"
Hey, what are you on about? What are you doing? What's your
I'm
number?
talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Get back to work. I'm talking to that human.
What?
Roll me a persuasion.
Not.
Sorry, 1 4. What is it? 7? Is it?
Oi, get back to work. You'll be one of these.
Yep. Oi! You! 482! Get over here!
I'll get up and like wander over to the fence, but I'll do it like head down, like, oh yeah, no, I don't want to go. This is trouble, sort of thing. But
And so to
But
keep up the,
right.
I start yelling at him. What were you thinking you're doing? I saw you there. And then I get real close and I'm like, Drake, what the fuck's happened?
I don't know. It's been 10 years. They told me it's been 10 years.
What? 10 years?
Been here 10 years.
No, fuck.
He looks 10 years older, Flint.
You do look
And
fucking
Flint looks 10 years older.
You look better.
Drake,
Yes.
I've killed people. I don't even remember being in control. I don't know what the fuck's happened. I watched this poor gnome over here just get branded. Tried to beat the fuck out of the god and...
They say the dragons are back. The dragons are back.
Fucking dragons.
And I open
Another
the chest and show him the
guard
symbol.
starts
It's
to come
this.
over now while you're having this conversation. He's wandering over as well, and they're starting to look a little bit suspicious.
Nah, I said if you don't fucking do as you're told, you'll be in the fucking mines. Now get back to work.
Are you kidding me? I am 064. You don't give me no orders. I have a
Not
higher
no.
rank.
I was talking to Drake. I was yelling at Drake.
Drake,
Oh, right,
sort
right.
of
Sorry,
nods
sorry.
to
Okay,
Luke.
delete that one.
Yes,
We go
yes,
back.
sir.
back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I started yelling
kind
at
of like-
Drake. I should have stated I was yelling at Drake. I saw him coming, so I started
Sure.
yelling at Drake like, let's give him shit.
Okay. The
Right,
other
yes,
guards
sir.
kind of like stand back.
And then I go back. And I look at Drake and I kind of mouth to him like, we'll figure it out. I grab the gnome and I head up to the north door because I'm guessing that's the one I gotta. And I try my keys to see if it'll open. Oh, no, that's
It was already unlocked. That one was. So as you walk in, there is only one guard actually in this room. And here I'll move the gnome in as well. But there is a bunch of people eating gruel. It doesn't smell well in here.
Oi!
And the guard nods at you. Got another one.
Oi! Take it to a cell block.
Alright. You alright staying guard here?
Oi!
Right, you with me.
And literally drags her by the hair out of the room and into like this door up here, and kind of closes it behind him. And we're going to jump over to Cliff. So a couple of hours have passed.
Mm-hmm.
You are still
Sitting there,
in solitary.
kind of weeping silently.
Like I said, it's been a couple of hours. And you hear a lock turn,
Okay.
and the door
I
opens.
stand up.
God, you've made a fucking mess. Look at you.
I look up and I'm like, what? What is this?
Solitary's over. Out into the real world. The light is blinding. It's burning your retina. It's horrible. The light is coming from the room itself. The guard, he's quite a tall human.
Am I?
Kind of like pulls you by your beard, and
Are you an angel? Ah! Ow,
you
up here!
follow.
Ow! Ow!
And he closes the door behind you. Won't be doing that again, now will you, you pathetic little shit? So here, this door here, it's a iron bar door, and he opens that, pulls you through it, throws you against the wall. Wait there. He closes the door behind him and locks it.
And as I end up over there, I basically stumble over and try and sit down and still
Get up! And he pulls you up again by your beard.
Ah! Ouch!
Follow me, you pathetic creep.
Okay. And I try to stumble with him, basically.
Sure, so he's taking you up in this direction, so if you kind of like want to follow him.
Yeah, okay.
And he drags you and opens this cell here and throws you in with a very old dwarf that is asleep. And he throws
this one
you
right
in.
here?
Yep, this one right here. It should be open.
Nope, it isn't. Oh, no, it is.
Should no.
Ah!
And he locks it behind you. Pathetic. Oops. And then he goes and stands over here. Right, you lot, you'll have mining duty in the morning. Get some sleep.
And I look at the other dwarf in my room and I'm like, "What? Who are you?
He
Nice
like
to
kind of
meet you,
turns over. He looks incredibly frail, incredibly weak. He's not been fed for a very long time.
Nice to meet you. My name is Cliff.
No, it isn't. Don't say your name. You'll go back to solitary.
What?
Don't say your name. What is your number? 714. 714. Your number. So the number is on your wrist, and it is 714 on there.
I don't have a number.
528, and he holds up his hand, and it says 528, and then he kind of like raises it down.
And so I look at my arm and so I'm like, oh. What? Okay. And I stumble over to my bed and I'm like, okay, I don't know.
Sure. The guard is kind of looking over, and he's watching you intently. He's waiting for something, and he's watching, but he's not moving.
I'm like, hey, pal, have you seen my hammer?
What?
My hammer, it's quite precious to me.
What? We have picks for mining.
No hammer.
Not hammers, picks.
Okay.
He kind of rolls over and like has his back against you now.
Okay. So I basically head to bed and I go for sleep. As
Sure.
I've been ordered to do so.
So a little bit of time passes whilst you're sleeping. When you wake,
there is now a daylight coming in from a very small window. This is like when all this was happening. This was like it was quite dark, but now you can see like a little bit better around you, and you spot at least 6 prison cells, all with 2 beds each. The one right next to you is completely empty.
Are they? How are they see-through?
Because they're bars, right? So they're all bar.
Okay.
It's a bar prison, so you can see through them all.
Wire.
Well, no, it's just like iron bars. That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
So you can see through into all of the prison cells. A couple of prison cells down, you can see what looks like a very small, petite woman. And a bit further down, you can see a weird creature you've not really you've never seen before. You've never seen this species before. And there is a red-skinned person as well down there. They all look very weak. But they are all now moving, and they're all kind of like getting out and kind of waking up. The dwarf hasn't moved at all.
I stumble over to him like, "Hey, pal, are you awake? Wake up!"
He's dead.
Hey, wake up! Hey, hello! I'm trying to move him basically and jiggle him about, and wake up!
714, what are you doing? Have
I'm
you
trying to
killed
wake him up.
another prisoner?
No, I'm trying to wake him up.
Yeah. That's what they all say, isn't it? Do you want to go back to solitary?
No, I don't want to. No.
You're gonna have to go back to solitary after this.
No, please don't.
And he starts to open the bars and opens up your cell and steps in, and we're going to jump over to Drek. So Drek, you've seen Flint, and you came back, and a little bit of time passed, and now the guards bang on the floor with their clubs. They smash on it, and they're doing it kind of in a rhythm, and it's like a march. It's a bang, bang, and everyone starts moving to the beat.
Okay.
Back to the door from which you came out.
I'll fall in.
Sure. These 2 guards here, they lead you through, and the prisoners pretty much, they march straight through to the next door. You're now back in the I presume you're following, and yeah.
Yep.
Yep, and they march you through, and as you're kind of like going through, one of them opens the next door ahead of you, and the other one like kind of closes the door behind you, kind of thing, right? Sorry, this actually is not overly easy for me to do because I've got to lock things, but I do like this door mechanic. It's quite fun, but it's a little bit tedious. And they march you into a cell block, and the prisoners start to pile on into each individual rooms. They all know where they're going. Your friend that went by 341 looks at you and points to like the far end cell over there, and you're like kind of trailing in at the back. He's gone into this over here. It's very dark towards the edge of the room as well, so you can't quite see much further. There's a little torch on the stand there, and like the guards are like letting all of the different prisoners into the prisons that they belong to. So each cell has 2 beds. Not all of them are full. The cell next to yours is empty. And one of them guides you into this cell here.
I'll go into the cell. Still looking around, like just trying to take my surroundings in, trying to learn out the layout and the procedure of everything here.
Yeah. Cool. And they lock you in. Right, lights out, sleep. And one of the guards, they stay outside of the cell. And the other one kind of locks you all in together in the cell block. So he closes the door behind him.
Okay. In the corner, shielding. I might practice. Because I think I had the ability to cast light. So in the corner, so that it wouldn't necessarily be too obvious. And obviously, using my body to shadow it and any materials I can like get in here, I might just try and cast the smallest, just to test my magic out. Just to see what's going on, sort of thing.
So where do you channel your magic from?
It kind of like flows through me, so like through.
Is it like from bollocks? What's your race?
Druid.
Yeah. Do druids like channel it from the earth around them? I
would. Yeah, so like imagining it like being channeled up through my feet and then into wherever I project it.
Sure.
A whole channeling Gaia type thing.
I have messed up the webcams. There we go. Fixed it. Yeah. So we just had like a massive discount on like one of the scenes that everyone else was got. Yeah, so you can feel the energy surging through the earth around you, and then it gets to your neck, and it just, like, it starts strangling you where that collar is. And you can't use any magic.
Okay.
Similar to how Flint had his. It feels quite painful, but you can still breathe, if that makes sense. It's not stopping you from breathing, but there's definitely a resistance there.
All right. Okay. I'll see if I can have more of a look at the collar then. See if I can work this collar out.
Sure. Roll me an investigation check. Yeah, it's a very similar collar, which is weird, to the band that you had on your hand, and you tried to have a go at pulling away that band before when you had it on the hand, and there was always like a resistance there, as though there was something magical keeping it on. This is very much the same, but it's actually worse. You can feel there is a magical energy that is being sapped from your body as you're trying to pull it away, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
It's one. Sorry, I'm going to keep going because you rolled a nat 20, so I'm going to give you quite a lot of information. It's one solid ring of cast iron, and every time you try to pull it or anything like that, it has shooting pains going through your neck. Something else you notice from it, you probably can't see it, but you can touch it. There is a marking at the back of the collar, and it feels like the like an eye with a bone in it. The brand that was shown to you earlier.
Okay.
That's what it feels like. It's that mark, and you can feel it, and you're like, it's very recognizable. And that's at the back.
Do I think that might be some kind of like runic marking or something to do channel its magic or
Yes.
anti-magic?
Yeah. I'll give you
Okay.
that, yes, because of the high investigation. But for
So if I
anything
was
else,
to,
you want to roll an Arcana check.
All right. I might see if I can, if it's cast iron. What the bars and stuff in here made of? The bed.
A lower quality kind of iron, but yeah, it's all metal. Metal
Okay.
planted into, like probably with wooden frames. The wood is a very strong looking wood, probably.
Okay. Any of it rusty?
Probably not. There's not much moisture around here, so
All right.
probably not.
Well, I'll have a go anyway. I'll see if I can like either scratch the marking out or like embed some material. Like if we can get some like iron scrapings off it, and then just like try and fill it in, see if that makes a difference.
Oi, 482!
I'm doing this discreetly.
Roll sleight of hand.
Okay.
I'll let you have that. But you need to disclose next time. Oi, 482, what are you up to? Sleep! And it's the same guard that walks over to your... He's right there.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Yes, sir. I lay down in the bed and like pretend to go to sleep.
Guess what, 482? Mining detail tomorrow. Enjoy. And he walks off.
Okay.
So that's where I'm going to leave you there for a minute, Drake.
Okay.
And we're going to move over to Flint. So, Flint, a little bit of time passes. Everyone stops eating and they're looking at you expectantly. They're terrified of you. They all stand up.
Where to next, boys?
They look at you a little bit like
You know
confused.
the drill.
They walk to the door.
I check my keys and
Yep.
try to unlock the door.
It unlocks. They start filing through. Oh, this is. I'm just going to skip them ahead. You can kind of like follow them through. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Yeah, I will skip. So as you close the door behind you, it locks itself. And you end up in this corridor. The corridor kind of like twists and turns round. There is a light fixing on one of the walls and very, very small windows. It's getting dark outside.
I run to the front of the group. I unlock the door.
It swings open. You see
Oi.
the guard from earlier, and he looks up and nods. And the prisoners kind of like go on stand by a bunch of different cells. The other guards will start letting them through on the right hand side here. So he's going to put them in.
I'm gonna walk out while he's doing that.
Sure. Do you close the door behind you?
Of course.
Okay, yeah, and it immediately locks behind you.
I unlock this door,
Which one?
the south one.
Sure.
I walk out.
Absolutely.
Oh wait, I look around. No, actually, I'm not. I want to try this other door, the west door.
So that one doesn't unlock.
For me, I don't have a key for it.
Nope.
Huh. All right, so I want to go back out. I want to go south. Guess I'll close that door. I'll open this door. And I'm back into the yard and I look around.
Oh, there's still people in the yard. There's nobody actually here. They ignore that.
Okay.
There's nobody in the yard at all.
I try my keys on this chain link door down in the south here.
It doesn't open.
I look around. What's in this yard? What do I see? Is there any like tools or things kicking around?
There's very little in the yard. Hold on, let me move the stream down. There's very little in the yard. There is a couple of target blocks over here. They're made out of wood and straw. There's a couple of pebbles, very smoothed over pebbles, in a pile. There's a few like kind of balancy beamy outside chairs, that sort of thing. And there are these long benches. Sorry, what was that?
It's an interesting. I go over and I take a look at the wood supports for these target structures.
Yeah, it's probably like a rotted old oak.
I grab a few of the pebbles and throw them in my pockets. I'm guessing I have a pocket.
You do in your jacket, in your coat that you've got, yeah.
Okay, so I throw them in my jacket. I want to open this door.
Yep. It opens.
Come out. Is she still there? Or
Yeah, she is here. She's waiting here. That took you a long time. I asked you to take her to the cell block, and then you were supposed to come back.
I got to the cell block, and then I was asked to watch the fuckers eat.
By who?
The guard that was in there.
Yeah, bloody useless. Right, okay. Out of the way. And she kind of like goes through the door. And disappears.
I open up this door here to the torture chamber. Now you said there was a sharp object in the bed?
Yep, various different sharp objects and all sorts of things. There's like shivs and knives, that sort of stuff.
Perfect. I pick up a couple knives and throw them in my pocket.
Yeah, okay, so one knife. You can have one knife.
One knife. Okay. I look around the room. Is there anything else that looks like it might be not tied down?
No, because there are like saw blades and like hacksaws, that sort of thing. But yeah. So there's a hacksaw. You could probably take one of the hacksaws. That's what I'm thinking. But everything else is kind of like integrated into the broom.
I grab the hacksaw and I try to bend my neck and start trying to saw the collar on my neck.
Sure. Roll me a. What would that be? Constitution check? Survival check. Yeah, perfect. That's perfect. Survival check. You can hear it grinding away. It's grinding and grinding and grinding away, and then the hacksaw breaks in two.
And then I kind of see if there was, like, I feel the collar to see if there's any, like, actual noticeable slot or anything from where the cutting was happening, or if it's still smooth.
It's smooth.
Alright, well, I throw the rubble of the hacksaw on the ground.
Sure. Okay.
And
Yep.
head back up.
Okay.
No other doors except for this room here. What's in this room?
That was where you started.
Right? Now that I can look around, is there, like...
Yeah, sure. Roll me a perception check.
Investigation.
Or investigation, yeah. Perception check, investigation.
Do perception.
Okay, yeah, so there's probably like pieces of old books that are lying on the floor. There is actually some matting and some bedding in the corner that you hadn't spotted earlier. It's kind of tucked away behind a seating area, but it could potentially be where this woman sleeps. In this room here. It's more like a quarters, but other than that, there's not really much else there of use.
Alright, so I want to come back and I'm going to investigate this wall.
Before you do that, I'm going to switch over to Cliff. Cliff!
Yes, I'm standing in this room.
The guard opens the door, grabs
And I'm
you
standing
by
in the middle
your
of the-
beard, and throws you onto the floor down here. Roll me a strength saving throw. Or dexterity saving throw, sorry.
I had an idea, but that then doesn't work. Okay. Dexterity saving throw. That is that this?
Yeah, so as you fall onto the floor, you slide, and your head smashes against the wall across here.
Okay.
I won't make you roll damage, that's a bit mean, but... Just at that moment, another guard comes through, and he looks down at you. 4714. Out already, are you? It's only been 6 months.
So.
And he kicks you in the face.
Ah!
Roll me... no, take 1 damage. It's a 1d1, so take 1 damage.
I turned enraged.
Sure. As you try and do that, the band around your neck seizes up and starts to choke you. And as you're going into your rage, whatever energy you were getting from that suddenly dissipates, and you become meek, and the rage doesn't happen.
But rage is not magic.
It kind of is. It's a magical quality.
Stinks. Okay. There goes my ground plan. I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna grab... I wanted to grab the dwarf by the legs and use it as a weapon, but I'm gonna grab this guard by the legs. Or at least try to...
Try and grapple?
Pull him. Yeah, basically I try and pull him by the legs
Sure.
and then use him as a giant club against the other.
Okay, bear with me 1 second. Let me pull up the turn order.
Dang it.
Roll me initiative.
Okay.
My initiative rolls. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better.
7.
Okay, so that one was this one. Okay, so this guard here, seeing you starting to get up, works over and smashes his club right into your face, or at least aims for it. He hits you, and you take 1 bludgeoning damage.
Ow!
Your turn.
Like I said, I tried to grab the other guard now by the legs and basically try to whoop him off his legs and smash him against the other.
Okay,
guard.
so you're not going to be able to pick him up. But I will give you a grapple. So if you want to grapple him, you can grab onto him. That's going to take your action. So that is, I think, a strength contested, but you've got disadvantage to strength at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, because
So
I'm
roll me
on the-
strength with disadvantage.
That's.
I think it's strength contested, isn't it, for a grapple? So that's 17. Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
So I've got the advantage, by the way, because there's two of them.
That stinks.
So that 18. So the guard is able to kind of like bat you off and kick you off. And then he grabs his club and starts pummeling you onto the ground. 7 probably is a miss for you, right?
Yeah. 13.
Because you have you have unarmored defense, which is pretty good. So you get to keep your AC. Then the next guard does the same.
14 hits.
4 bludgeoning damage. The other prisoners start to kind of like look up, and they're looking at the bars. They're like, "What are you doing? Stop it! Stop it! Hey, there's a fight. He's gonna get killed." And now it's your turn.
Can I... do I see where they have their keys? Or do these not have their keys?
They've probably got the keys on the belt hoop, I guess.
Okay, can I try and get those keys?
You can try, I guess, yeah.
What would I have to throw for that?
Sleight of hand. This is your action. So you won't be able to attack.
4, basically.
4.
I guess,
Yeah,
or-
so, you just, like, kind of fumble around. The guard then hits you again with the club. That's the 18.
Yeah, it hit.
You take 2 bludgeoning damage, and the next one takes another 15. And you take 4 bludgeoning damage. Cliff, your turn.
I again try to get the keys.
So you can also do an unarmed strike if you would like. So you can try and punch them and push them and do that sort of thing.
I know, but I have other plans.
Okay, so you grab for the keys. So again, give me a sleight of hand check. 11. I'm going to say that succeeds. So you can grab onto the keys. You've kind of got them in your hand, and you can tug in and tug in and tug in, and one of they probably can't come away from the belt hook, and you've got them in your hand now. And then that guard, so you've taken them from this one here, I think, or was it this
and I
one
hold
that you were
them
getting?
tightly in my hand, basically.
Yeah, was it this one or was it this one?
Doesn't matter. Whichever one you think. I guess that one, yeah.
That one, sure. So that one says, "Hey, give me that back," and then starts hitting you again with the club with the 17, which hits, so that's 1 bludgeoning damage. The next one beats you again with the club over your head this time, 18, so that one hits, 4 bludgeoning damage. Your turn.
My turn. I have the key, and one thing I do is I try to toss it at one of the prison cells, and through the bars, basically.
Sure. Okay. Give me strength. Give me a strength check with disadvantage. So as you throw, you actually let go way too early, and it kind of falls at the feet of the guards. They ignore the keys.
Stinks.
The next one hits you repeatedly with the club. He misses really badly. And you're like, as you throw, like you kind of like fall down, and like he just swings over your head and misses that time. But the next one will again hit you over the head, 2 bludgeoning damage. How much health are you on right now?
24.
Okay.
Not doing too bad. Well, getting there, but.
Yep, your turn.
Okay, so I. Think right now. The prison bars themselves, do they reach all the way to the ground, or?
Yeah. They're kind of like, so they're bolted in on the ground with like a big string of like heavy wood. And that's kind of like what they're fastened to.
Because otherwise we would have tried to shove that key under
Yeah.
the gap, but that's not going to happen.
They're kind of at one of the guards' feet right now.
Yeah. I try to grab them and toss them again, basically towards.
So you're
the prison
kneeling
cell.
down to grab them.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Roll me another strength save. I'll let you pick them up and then try again. Yeah. This time, when you throw them, they kind of like hit against. So this is a solid wall here. They hit against this solid wall.
Okay.
And they kind of like slide over here. So they're kind of like in this general direction. You will see a hand come out from one of the bars on this side and grab the keys and scoop them up. It is now the guard's turn. So the guard... 21. Oof.
21.
So that's 8 damage. And then the second guard... 3 damage.
Hit me. Ouch!
So... What are you on right now?
13.
13, sorry. So your health isn't updating on your token. It's similar to Kath's, I believe. Having the same issue. So it's your turn.
Isn't it lovely? So the one thing I now do... have I seen the key being picked up by a prisoner, or...
Yeah, you probably would have seen it.
Okay. So like, get out! Mutiny! Mutiny! And I basically now try to punch one of the guards, basically.
Which one?
The one basically, the one that hit me first. So the one that basically got me out of bed.
This one then. Sure.
Yeah.
Yep, roll me an unarmed strike.
You.
Unarmed strike, which I believe is on your character sheet. I think I gave it to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll give you the 18, because that one isn't with disadvantage. You can roll your... so that's 4 bludgeoning damage.
This one for you, bastard!
You make his nose bleed.
Haha!
And then he looks at you,
for my
and
hammer!
he's like... and he then smacks you over the face with the club, and it hits. 1 bludgeoning damage. And the other one also follows suit. 4 bludgeoning damage, so an extra 5 damage. So what, you're on 7 HP?
8.
The other prisoners are not moving. They are actually, they move right to the back of the wall and they have their backs against the wall. Your turn.
Well then. I punch one of the guards again. The same guard. Basically.
Same guard, sure. Roll me an unarmed strike.
Do I have anything that could be used? No. I mean, I have stone cutting, but that's useless. It's all useless. Okay. 7.
That is a miss, so you kind of swing and a miss on that one. One of the guards hits you with the club, hits the 20. That is a hit. 3 bludgeoning damage. And 1 bludgeoning damage. So you've got 4 HP. It is... Again, the prisoners are not moving. They are standing against the wall, and they have their heads down.
That really stinks.
Your turn.
I basically am like, okay, I yield, I surrender, I surrender. Bloody bastards.
Are you going to ready up an action, or are you...
No, I'm just trying to surrender, basically.
So are you... Do you want to... So you can use your action to disengage, which would allow you to move without having additional strikes. Or you can just, like, not use your action at all and just forfeit your turn.
I want to disengage.
Okay, so using your action to disengage, so you can move around freely.
So I want to run away, I guess. Well,
This door, by the way, is open. The one that this guard came through, it's open.
so I push him out of the way and try and run through there.
You probably wouldn't need to push him. So you could probably slip past as you disengage him. So you can sneak through. I'm not going to make you roll for it because you've used your action to disengage. So you can probably get around him. You can sidestep in. Do you want me to move you through the door? Or do you want to do it?
I'm debating on whether I still want to push him or not. Anyways.
You can't push and disengage. You can't do both.
Okay. So I just run through there, basically.
Sure. There is another door, and it is locked in front of you.
Can I back up out of here, or is that too much?
You've still got... You've got 25 feet of movement. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You've got 10 feet of movement left.
Okay. Shoot. So can I go this way and then that way?
You can probably end up there if you wanted to.
Yeah. I'm like,
So
that's
basically,
fucked.
what you've done, you've kind of like sidestepped round the guard, found yourself locked, then stepped back round, kind of thing, in quick succession, and now you're on this side. The two guards,
Yeah.
they turn round. This one first, the one that you've sidestepped round, goes inside of you. Steps in and
Magic.
uses his club. 20 with normal, because he doesn't have the flanking advantage. So that 20 is just the stand. So that's 3 damage.
Yeah.
And then the other one comes in, uses his club, and he does have the flanking advantage. And you take 3 bludgeoning damage. You then fall
-2.
unconscious. And that's where we're going to leave Cliff.
That was my attempt at mutiny that I hoped to cause, but no. None of that.
Drake.
1 guard I could have taken, but 2, no. I'm going to BRB.
Sure. Drake.
Hello.
So, you are now in the room. Everyone's kind of gone to sleep. So, what do you want to do?
I take it I'm far enough away from Animal. I don't hear the ruckus.
Yeah,
he's
you wouldn't have
causing.
heard any of that. You wouldn't have heard any
Okay.
of that. You're in a completely different
Yeah,
section.
in which case, yeah, I'll take the rest. I could do with recovering some of these hit points. if I
Sure.
can.
So, do you want me
So-
to? I guess. I mean, I will give you a short rest then, because the thing is, while, yeah, I will give you a short rest, so you can take a short rest real quick. Is there anything you want to do in your short
Okay.
rest time?
Well, I'll spend a hit dice if I'm able to, just to recover a few lost hit points.
Okay. Yep. Do it. Ooh,
Okay, max
nice. Back to full health, is it?
I take it if I kind of like whisper across the hall, I'm probably going to get heard.
The guard. Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
The guard is asleep, so you might be able to get away with a quick whisper.
All right, I go, psst, hey, 341, psst.
Yeah. What do you want?
I don't know, to be honest. Oh, hello. I thought the cell next to me was empty.
Oh, it was empty. Sorry, I pulled. that was in a panic
that's
because
okay.
I left a few behind. It is empty. It's still empty.
Oh, right, okay.
It's still empty. Sorry, that's
Okay.
my fault.
Was that the gnome? Was that the gnome's cell next to mine? The empty one?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, no worries. Cheers. I'll have a look at the lock on the thing, see what kind of mechanism it is. Slightly, like, casually, quietly as I can.
Investigation check. Yeah, with the right tools, you could probably pick this lock. Actually, if you kind of knew what you were doing, it's a standard kind of. I don't know anything about locks, but it's a tumbler lock basically. So it's probably got a very specific combination on the inside. All you'd have to do is just press those down and just rotate it around, and you could probably open it if you had the right tools, but you don't really have anything at hand at the moment.
Okay. So I take it it's pretty dark. The torch is still lit at the far end, is it?
The torch is a very dimly lit, yeah. Actually, no, the torch isn't lit. Sorry. There is a little bit of moonlight coming in from one of the top small slots, those small little windows you saw on the outside of the building. There's a little bit of moonlight coming in from there. So it's not completely dark, but it is quite, it's not bright.
Okay. I think, to be honest, I mean, Drake would probably... he'd be relatively cautious. He would... Like I say, probably want to collect a bit of information about where he was before he tried stuff. So I will let him sleep unless something happens to interrupt that.
Wait, Drake?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Like, it just says in the character. So the character's like, well, this is completely new to him. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know how stuff is working.
Got you.
Obviously, I've spoken to Flint. Flint seems to be a guard, although the guards seem to be prisoners. So he just quite cautious by nature. So probably just sort of you wait for that next time, because I don't see any immediate danger. There's not like you're not being attacked. I'm obviously a prisoner. Obviously, we get fed even if it's not decent food. So just try and learn the lay of the land sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, if I'm not under any immediate threat, I will pass the night away.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we're going to move on to Flint now. Now, Flint, you were stood in that hallway for a while. You were kind of like just looking around. You were having a look at that light shield. When you were poking it and prodding it, you couldn't really get past it. It was deflecting you off. Before you could really have a proper look, though, two guards came through carrying a very limp form of a dwarf. They took him into a torture chamber. You recognize this figure. It is Cliff. He looks very weak, very fragile. He has a bald head. He's got a grey beard. He's a skeletal structure of what his former self was, but it's definitely Cliff. You recognize him. You followed them down into the torture chamber where they laid him on the bed. He is unconscious.
Boy, what'd this one do?
He was trying to start a revolt. He just came out of solitary, the idiot. So we clobbered him.
Oi. What you want me to do with him?
Usual stuff.
Oi, then piss off, let me get to work.
Aye.
And they walk out. Actually, roll me a persuasion check first. I'm not going to let you get away with that so quick.
Dang it.
Yep, they walk out.
Piss off, I said.
Yep, they both walk out and they kind of disappear. They close the door behind you and it locks.
I look at his wounds, and I guess I can't do a cure wounds on him, can I?
You can try.
I'll try a cure wounds and see.
Yeah, it's
how
the same
color
thing
reacts.
that happens with your neck. It stops you from performing any form of magical properties. What you can do, you can stabilize him. He's unconscious. He's not bleeding, but he does have a lot of bruises and stuff to his face. So you can stabilize him a little bit, and that will give him one
I'll try
hit point back.
I'll bandage him up a little bit.
Give
See how I
me
do.
a medicine check. Perfect. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, it kind of works. I mean, yeah, you're able to maybe bring him round. So, Cliff, you can come round. And you see
Hello.
Flint.
I slipped the knife into his hand.
Thanks. Could have used that. Where?
Well, I hope you still can. As I pick up another knife that's laying around, or a scalpel, and put it in my pocket to replace the knife I just gave to
Where?
Cliff.
Yeah,
Where
you
did
both
I-
have knives now.
Where are you from? How? Why? Where are we?
I fucking don't know. The dragons have taken over. We're prisoners of.
Dragons?
I saw a drake. I haven't seen Plum.
So, Cliff, you notice that Flint looks a lot older than what he was the last time you saw him. About 10 years older.
You look different.
Aye, it's been 10 years. You've gotten old, you fuck.
What the hell? 10? What the? Have I been in solitary confinement for 10 years?
I don't know where the fuck you've been,
Ah,
but it sounds like you're just as stupid as ever.
ah. My body hurts.
Aye, it's what you get for going at them with nothing, you fuck.
I hope to start a mutiny.
Thought 10
Didn't
years might have
work.
given you some brains or something. I gave you a
Those-
weapon for the next time. Hide it, make sure
Sure.
they never fucking see it.
Sure. And I try to hide that knife. Also, like,
Stick it in your
dang-
prison wallet if you want.
those dang stupid prisoners didn't even start a stupid mutiny. What kind of pansy?
You
prison
mean a
is this?
riot? A riot, not a mutiny.
Yeah. Ah.
I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Scream for me every now and then, would you, please?
Sure. Is there any food here? I'm starving to death almost.
Yeah, I don't want to eat anything that's here.
Ah, okay. Anything would be better than nothing.
I stick my finger into one of his wounds to get him to scream.
Ah!
Aye.
What the hell is that for?
God, I'm assuming they want me to torture you, and you're not screaming on your own, so I had to do it for you. There we go.
That hurt like a mother trucker.
I told you to start screaming every now and then so that they know that I'm torturing you.
Fucking hell.
So we gotta find a way out.
Yeah.
What have you heard?
Nothing, babe. I've been in confinement and then thrown into a cell and with this stupid other dwarf and
Are you in the same cell as Drake?
no. I was with some dwarf and when I woke up he was dead. What the hell? And
Did
then
you lick him?
they were basically pointing fingers at me of like I killed the bloke. How
Did you?
No. He died in his stupid sleep. The bloody bloke.
Alright, so have you seen Plum?
No. Plum.
Apparently I'm one of the gods, but I'm not a high-end god.
I've not seen Drake or Plum. You are the first one I've seen here that I recognize.
Boy.
Ah,
Alright, get some rest.
right.
I'll try to figure out some more.
Cool.
Is there chains on the bed or anything like that?
Yeah.
I loosely I don't lock them, but I clamp them around his extremities.
Sure.
I don't actually lock them or anything, but they're clamped around. If anybody comes in here, pretend you're fucking dead.
Okay. If I can manage that. Ah.
I walk up. I go through the door.
Sure.
Back.
It was locked behind you, but you can open it.
All right. How are the other guards gone?
Yep, the other guards have gone. There's nothing really happening in here at the moment. It's quite quiet. It's the middle of the night.
Right. I don't know where I sleep, so I'm just gonna go back into this room. Oh no, she's in there. I look in the room, and I look at her, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with him after I'm done beating his ass?
What are you doing?
I was beating a dwarf.
God, just go to bed.
I crawl into this bed.
Not there, you idiot!
What?
In the cell block!
Right.
Wait.
Block B. What?
You said you were beating a dwarf?
Oi! They brought him in over there next door, and they told me to do my regular, so I beat him.
What? Where did he come from? Which cell block was he from?
They didn't say, but he said they tried to call us a riot.
A riot! This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
And then she kind of like storms out and swants off. She goes through the door and
Yes.
kind of disappears.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go to the cell block, I guess.
Yeah, so you kind of follow her through that door, and you see her go through this door over here, and then through this door. And then she goes through this door, and it closes.
Follower.
You
Damn it.
No, I'll let you roll for that. What do you think would
Stealth.
be appropriate? Stealth, yeah. Roll me a stealth check if you want to be unseen, like kind of unheard. What's her passive persuasion?
Perception.
Perception. I meant perception. 15.
She's not
Yeah, beats it. So as the door starts to close behind it, you're able to very discreetly put your hand in the door and keep it ajar. It doesn't close. She walks through this room and goes through another door on the other side, and that closes behind her. And
Okay, so
you
I,
see a kitchen area.
I cut off with a knife or the scalpel in my shirt in my pockets.
Mhm.
I cut a piece of cloth off and I stick it in the door jamb so that the door can't actually lock.
Well done. Yeah, so it falls back onto the cloth, but it doesn't close 100%. So I will leave that door open for you because it's still open. So in this kitchen area, there is a barrel here full of utensils, wooden spoons, that sort of stuff, and bowls. There is a tub here, which is currently empty, a chest, and there are 2 serving windows. Each of the serving windows look out into the dining rooms. The dining room that you've been in, you can see here, and the other dining room looks very similar. It's got like big, long tables. There's nobody in there. You don't... Roll me a stealth check.
Another stealth check.
Another
Alright.
stealth check. Yeah, this is a separate roll. So as you look into that door, you see into this room. You see a door open to the north. I don't know if you can actually see it here. Let me position you here just so that you can see what you're seeing, because you can see into the whole room. So you see this door open. The woman walks through and then goes out through into the other room. Let me pop you back. You appear to be not seen. And she goes and she disappears.
Alright. I look at the stoves. How do they operate?
Investigation check.
Investigation. This one.
So there is a coal pit underneath with embers in at the moment, and then on top there is a rack. On the rack there's a big cauldron bowl which is currently empty. So you would presume that they light the coal pit underneath. It burns the grill and then heats the cauldron.
I try my keys on this door.
Doesn't open.
Okay. I start making my way back, because I'm guessing you're not going to let me carry any more utensils since you only let me have one knife earlier.
Yeah, you've got like a pocket. You know, you can't carry loads of
Tiny
things.
pocket.
You've not got a bag to put these things in, if that makes sense.
So I'm going to go to the cell block.
So when you exit the last door, did you leave that cloth in place or did you let it
Sure
close?
as hell did.
Okay, yeah. So that remains unlocked. Perfect. You go to this door. It is unlocked for you, so you can unlock it.
As I go by, I put a bit of cloth into that door as well.
Into this one?
Yep.
Sure. It closes the door behind it. And you see the guard, like, standing right there, and he's looking at you as you walk through the door. And, you know, he sees you put the cloth in the door, and he's just like, what are you doing?
I'm just cleaning the door.
What?
Just cleaning it so it closes properly.
Oh, fine. He kind of, like, sits back in his chair and just, like, shakes his head. Bloody idiot. Oh, yeah, I didn't put these in their cells. Sub that.
Oh, I look around. Where's I guess there's empty cells.
Yep, so this one is empty up here, and this one is empty here.
I try my keys in the door.
Oh, the stream cannot see anything at the moment. Hold on, I need to, because you're moving across the map like crazy. I have to like keep moving this. Yeah, so you open it.
And I crawl into bed.
Absolutely. You go to sleep. Okay. And that is where we're going to end the session today. How did everyone find that?
Pretty good. Mysterious.
Bit different, right? A little bit different than normal D&D.
I mean, I got a fight, so I was happy.
Yeah?
I got some fight, but did not win at all. I got pummeled. I got humiliated.
I almost won.
My tomorrow feels humiliated.
Calf, you definitely almost won. Like, you needed one more hit. That's all you needed. You would have knocked her out.
I couldn't risk it because she would have hit me one more time and I would have.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so.
I mean, the interesting bit there is that could have changed the story and the outcome, I guess.
I almost thought about it. I almost thought about just going down,
Yeah.
but I think I'm in a position where I have ability to do more like I am doing right now.
Yeah, you do.
Well, you're the one that's got more or less free access everywhere. I mean, I'm locked up pretty bad, but nowhere near as bad as Cliff. He's in solitary.
Well, it was.
I mean, I started.
Not anymore.
I might be thrown back there now.
You might be. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out next session. Hopefully, we'll get Plum back next session. You can find out where she is because she's definitely there. She's in there somewhere. You got to find her.
She's going to be the warden behind the office desk,
Yeah.
like running everything.
But yeah, you have a dagger now, and you're only locked to the room. You're not even chained to the bed.
Yeah. So at least, Animal, you've got some form of weaponry if you wanted to use it, and I'll let you hide that as well. I'm not going to let you.
Yeah.
I won't do a sleight of hand check or anything like that. You figured out a way of keeping that closed
In your prison wallet.
in your prison wallet.
It bleeds every time you poop now.
Yeah. It was probably already bleeding every time he pooped. He's got dysentery and all sorts. Not great.
I had an idea when it comes to blood, but I will get to that next time.
Sure. No, I thought this was an interesting concept because I don't think I've ever seen a Dungeons and Dragons campaign where you're literally imprisoned and stuck.
Dungeon?
Yeah. Well, in dungeons, yeah, sure, all the time.
And
But
you have to puzzle how to get out.
yeah.
And there's this mighty dragon that keeps you there, basically, or keeps everyone there, and no one dares to escape because mighty dragon. And Cliff didn't realize that in time.
Well, you haven't seen the dragon yet, Cliff.
I have. Well, I've seen Dragon.
You've seen Dragonborn, yes, you have.
Maybe the dragons are all just an illusion of a magical wizard or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
It's all just conspiracy and illusion.
Find out this time next time on.
Yeah,
Tales of Mercia.
maybe in 2
History
weeks.
Channel.
How is everyone doing for the 8th of July?
8th of July.
I should be there.
Actually, I'm not sure I will be there. Hold on, I don't have my phone, so I don't have my calendar. I'll have a look at that. I feel like I'm doing something on the 8th. No, I should be all right on the 8th. The 8th is okay. Yeah.
I think the 9th might be busy for me, but
Okay.
The 8th, I might be traveling.
Okay. Right. Ideally, I do need everyone for the next session. Then we shall see.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see why I was able to be on a bit more of a skeleton crew this time because
Well, maybe next week is just Janice, and she
Could
does
be.
all her shit.
just the star of the show. You just give the whole show to Janice.
maybe could be. We
Right,
don't
it's
know. We
her.
don't know where Plum is yet.
No, so it could be
Plum
a
is-
Plum episode.
It could be a
Plum
Plum
is a
episode
dragon.
next episode.
Just don't make it as corny as the Crusher episodes on TNG.
Oh God. With the ghost.
The Ghost or
Ah.
I guess the
One-
one that she was where she was
The
doing
book-
the shields wasn't so bad where she was doing a murder investigation.
I don't remember. Which one was that one?
So the Ferengi that made the multiphasic shield so they go into a star.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Yeah. It was all right.
Or the one where she goes into a pocket dimension. Isn't that also one thing?
Oh, that's another Crusher one. That was a double Crusher one. That one was weird too.
Yeah. Anyway, that's beside the point.
There's
Any-
a meme about that one.
Any final words of
Where-
wisdom, Kath?
Peace, love, enjoy your summer, and think of boobies.
Think of boobies, indeed. Absolutely.
Booby.
Any final words of wisdom? Discount.
Don't use your prison wallet if you don't have to.
Don't use your prison wallet if you don't have to. Any final words of wisdom? Animal.
Don't drop the soap.
And Janice doesn't
soap where you are.
definitely don't drop the soap.
They don't want you clean. There's no soap.
But
No, there's no soap.
anyways, there's this meme. There's this meme from that Star Trek episode where she basically asks something about like the temperature of the universe and if it's hot or not, or something else about something being hot, and she then defines hot as being like 9,000 degrees centigrade or whatever. So then there's this other image of like Captain Picard ordering an Earl Grey hot, and then just being obliterated by heat. Because that is now what an Earl Grey tea is.
Okay, see you, bye! See you, bye!
Ciao.
See you, bye!